Hicks airs it out. He's got a receiver, Fitzgerald, and he's separated from the football by Sam Cowan of Nova Scotia. Ball falls incomplete up near the 50. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yes, just beautifully played. The ball just hung up there in the air. It just took too long to come down, and just a great defensive play as he was touching the football. Knocked him into him and just knocked it away from the football.
Let's introduce the Nova Scotia defense. DBs first, Rowan Sanford, Brandon Drake, Drew Kinney, Sam Cowan, and Hudson Spence are the DBs. The linebackers, Nantis Bird, Liam Kays, and Elliot DeWood. Up front, we have Omari Gray, Isaiah States, Marcellus Young-Casario, and Ryan McKay. Green with the ball for New Brunswick on that play, going left side, up the numbers, close to first down. Yep, they do give him 11 yards and a New Brunswick first down.
Yeah, just a nice carry up the left side of the formation, up the A-gap, and had nice open space, was able to run behind that and get first down yardage.
Ball goes to the 48 of New Brunswick. Hicks in the shotgun formation. Sends Crowley in motion. Hands it off to Green. He's going left side again. He's slowed down at the line of scrimmage, but breaks the first tackle. Gets across the 50 to about the 52.
Yeah, Green was just able to get to the side and turn north-south just at the right moment. They were beginning a tackle, and he was able to elude that and get
Mary Gray with the tackle, the defensive end. We have
4 yards on the play.
Yeah, we have a flag assessed against holding against New Brunswick. All right, decision here. Do you go for 1st and 20 or 2nd and 7? Gave him 3 on the carry. They're going to go for 1st and 20.
1st and 20. Just especially with this wind blowing, you just take as much field position as you can get.
Will be 1st and 20 for New Brunswick. The line of scrimmage is the 38.
Ball moves back to New Brunswick 38. First down for the. I was going to say the home team. Officially, Nova Scotia are the home team here today, based on seeding, and so New Brunswick actually called the coin toss, which of course is the road team's prerogative. A little bit of welcome to our house. You may call the coin. 4 receivers, one side for New Brunswick. They're going to go to the crosser the other way, and it's just beyond the outstretched hands of Noah Crowley. Ball falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Yeah, Noah Crowley just doing that quick little out just by the numbers and wasn't able to secure the football. Makes it 2nd and a long way to go.
An even 20. Let's see what they have in the playbook for this one. Wind is fairly strong, probably gusting at what, 40 kilometers per hour, give or take. Long count for Hicks. Takes the snap, going to air it out over the middle. That ball's hanging up and falls incomplete as the wide receiver on the play, Dupuis, turned into defensive back to break up the interception. And it'll bring up the 3rd and 20.
Yeah, Drew Kinley had the best chance of getting that football, and it's just he had thrown it up, and then the two backs converged right on him, and it's like when you get those one-on-one battles, it's okay, but when you have you have a deep guy, you go for the ball.
Gil Allen on to punt for Team New Brunswick. He'll stand near his own 22.
Gil Allen will kick.
Back to receive for Nova Scotia is Ty Boone. He stands at the Nova Scotia 30.
Ty Boone is deep for Nova Scotia.
And over end kick. Boone lets it hop at around the 40, and it kicks out of bounds at the 39 of Nova Scotia.
Ball rolls off the playing surface at the 39.
Nova Scotia will start first and 10 from there. We have a scoreless ball game with 6:53 remaining.
Gil Allen's been able to get some fairly good kicks off, but every once in a while he just sort of shanks one off to the side. That's what we saw in the last game.
We want to take some time to send a quick thank you to Football Canada's national sponsors and partners: Sport Canada, Volt Athletics, GameStrat, Avis, Invictus Gloves, OPRO Mouthguards, Watch Game Film, and the CFL. Thank you for being part of the Football Canada team. First and 10, Nova Scotia from their own 39. Tomlin in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Ferguson. Right side, he cuts it back left. He's hauled down. Dingy gets first hands on him, and then the linebackers show up and clean up the job after a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, and Noah Allen had him stopped at the front, made him do that cut to the left, but got enough of a hand on him to slow him down.
We have a New Brunswick player with their going down to one knee. It's Landon Dingy.
Landon Dingy, who got the defensive player of the game for the New Brunswick team in their game against Quebec.
They're using Noah Allen on first down as kind of a hybrid, almost a fifth D lineman, hybrid D-line linebacker. He'll go back out there. He'd switched off for second and long. He'll go back out there as to make up the fourth member of the D-line right now. With Dingy walking off. He appears to be
Landon Dingy, ladies and gentlemen, number
not sure. Favoring his right leg slightly, perhaps, Paul?
Just looked a little shook up at the moment.
Yeah. Last play, 2nd and 8 for Nova Scotia. Line of scrimmage is the 41.
So the ball just outside the 41 of Nova Scotia. 2nd and a long 7, maybe short 8. Blitz coming. Tomlin drops the snap. Ball still loose on the ground. Tomlin had first chance to cover it, and I think he did in the end with two New Brunswickers scrambling around him. No, New Brunswick has the ball.
That's what I thought. I think, who is it from Nova Scotia? Landon Tomlin was in disagreement, but I think it's whoever basically had possession on the ground when it was whistled out. Yeah. And basically you had, and we've seen a bit of this in all the games, these high snaps, and he went up to get the high snap, and as he went to bring it down, it was like almost like a volleyball spike.
Yeah.
And
Ethan St. Pierre and Noah Terrio were in the neighborhood for New Brunswick. They're giving credit to Terrio for the fumble recovery. He was on the far side of the play from our camera angles. Net result is 1st and 10 New Brunswick from the 38 of Nova Scotia. Tomlin's had to deal with some difficult snaps, and he's had that's the second bobble of the game for him. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments over on the Nova Scotia sideline. In the meantime, Oliver Hicks leads the New Brunswick unit out there again. They have 6 linemen on their field. They're going with an extra tight end over there. Fake handoff. Little swing pass is dropped by Noah Brannon. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was a nice play. They bit on the swing going the other way. He was out in the open and just couldn't secure the football.
We'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 38. I'm going to count O linemen again. Looks like, yeah, they do have 6 out there. Lucas Snowden, the outside one, the third one on the left side is showing eligible. Nope, they changed their mind. They're going eligible on the other side with Eric St. Cor. Oh, Hicks is in trouble. He's tackled, but flag comes out as Isaiah States tackled him a bit high, and that's going to be an unnecessary roughing penalty against the Nova Scotia defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, no, he came in, and Isaiah States just came and did that high tackle, and the flag came out right away. And that's one of those tricky ones because he was coming in right for the quarterback just as he was trying to duck out of it, and he just caught his head on that tackle.
Unnecessary roughness on the high tackle.
So hit to the head is the official call. That'll be 15 yards assessed from the line of scrimmage.
And especially if you're playing under 16, you're going to call that one every single time. And you've got to be protective. If you see the quarterback ducking, you got to release on that tackle.
Yeah, you just have to slow down. He didn't do. I mean, he was committed to the tackle, but the officials are going to call it because of the. Okay, we've got a small delay here as the officials untangle the chains. That'll be 1st and 10 for New Brunswick from the 23 of Nova Scotia.
At the 23-yard line of Nova Scotia territory.
Brunswick again with 6-0 linemen. Now check that. Yeah, they do. They got the H-back over, the wing back over there as well. Hicks going to throw this one, a little slant, and the ball got there before the intended receiver, Aiden Fitzgerald, and it falls incomplete.
Aiden Fitzgerald was just a little bit slow off the mark on that slant, and with that, knowing you've got the pressure coming up front, he's going to release that football. It's a timing pattern. You've just got to get in the right spot. So he threw it to the right spot. The receiver just wasn't able to get there in time.
Remember, these are all-star teams.
Yeah.
these aren't players who play together
all the time. Yeah. And timing routes are really difficult to do when it's not like guys you've been practicing with for weeks and weeks and weeks.
2nd and 10, New Brunswick from the 23 of Nova Scotia. New Brunswick trying to call timeout. Flag flies for time count. Timeout against New Brunswick was signaled before the flag was thrown.
And you could just hear them yelling from the sidelines, timeout, timeout, everyone just trying to get the attention.
So taking a while to develop. New Brunswick trying to get the right play out for that situation. This quarter is brought to you by Volt Athletics, the official supplier of online strength and conditioning services for Football Canada. To find out how you or your team can be in top competitive shape with sport-specific workouts, visit voltathletics.com.
And just to tell everyone, there are 3 timeouts allotted per half in under 16. So, you've got those 3 timeouts. Use them when you can.
2nd and 10, New Brunswick from the 23 of Nova Scotia. Scoreless football game, a little over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Handoff, Green left side. He has nowhere to go. Runs right in. And at the bottom, Nantes Bird was disrupting that play for Nova Scotia. If anything, he lost a yard to bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, he was trying to go off the left side, ran into his own player who was being pushed back, and that didn't allow him to. He was trying to do the cut, but at the same time he was getting pushed back, so he got locked up in the wash there.
They're keeping New Brunswick keeping the offense on the field here. Going with the 5 receiver set as Laurent Dupuis checks back in. Only 5-0 linemen out there. Hicks rolling to his right. Looking for a receiver. He throws it over the middle and it's picked off. That was Drew Kinney, for Nova Scotia. And Nova Scotia will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21.
He was trying to get, Hicks was trying to get rid of that football. He was going on the bootleg, and he had to get rid of it when he did. And there was just too much coverage down the field. And, there was no way they were going to get that one.
There was a receiver just coming open towards the goal line, but they didn't quite have time to.
He didn't see that. He wasn't see that read. He was trying to get at least a high percentage pass out.
That's right. But all the short guys were covered very tight. All right, we've Ty Bond under center. Wildcat formation for Nova Scotia. He's just going to run to the left side. He's grabbed around the waist and thrown down by Luan of New Brunswick. Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, Kareem Luan just spied that really well, just went out to the outside and wrapped up solidly to bring him down.
Tomlin is in the huddle.
Mark the gain at 5, 2nd and 5, Nova Scotia. Now at the 26.
And he's going to line up. He's going to line up in the slot again, so it's Ty Boone in the quarterback position. And he's going to run again left side. Gets underneath the first wave of would-be tacklers, is pulled back by Will Warm, and before he gets to the 30.
Yeah, exact same play. They read that really well. It was a good read on that side. Everyone went to the coverage on that boundary side of the formation, and just a quick wrap up.
So 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
3rd and 1.
And so the heavy team's coming out for both teams. Nova Scotia bringing in, they tend to go with Matthew Richard at quarterback on these plays. Oh, they got Ty Boone under center right now. 7-0 lineman, really. Boone trying to find a gap to sneak through. He gets through one. The pile collapses, and I think this is first down Nova Scotia.
First down, Nova Scotia.
They had a good solid push off. They displaced the left side of the line, but he was going on the right side of the line, and he was going on the left side of the line, and they were able to carry behind the guard and get the first down.
Yeah, that was a gain of 4 on a play that looked like just looked like a massive amount, but it fell in the direction of forward progress for Nova Scotia. First down, Nova Scotia from their own 34, with just over a minute remaining in the first quarter. Tomlin back in the quarterback position right now. Empty backfield. Tomlin looking to throw one, and that's broken up by Ethan St. Pierre.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Intended receiver was Drew Sanderson. Are you going to call that pass interference, Paul?
I wouldn't call that. Was a brilliant play. He was in the right position, but did he have his hand on his shoulder? Yeah. That's the only thing.
Did he touch the receiver before he touched the ball? That's the question. And in the opinion of the officials, he did. Pass interference.
Pass interference is the call against New Brunswick.
So that's the one where I was just about to make the comment about. That was just a brilliantly done defensive. Like that play was, I thought, right out of the book. Like just exactly the way you need to do it.
They called pass interference, and it's first down Nova Scotia, but I don't think, did they mark off any yardage?
It may have just been a point of foul.
Point of foul or 15, whichever is less. Yeah, that's right. So at point of foul, the 36-yarder. Whoa, high snap. Well handled, but then dropped on the handoff. And still completing the pass is Tomlin. And catching the ball over there was Jansen. And that was a broken play, but it worked.
It was like, okay, first bad thing, high snap. Second bad thing, the ball goes down. Scoop it up, just get rid of it, and just a solid catch down the field.
Yeah, Liam Johnson with that catch. Now we're going to hand off to Ferguson. He's going around the left side. He's got nowhere to go.
Ferguson just, he basically ran into his quarterback. The quarterback was turning to the right to place the football. Ferguson just didn't quite go outside because he sort of aimed to the side but didn't go outside enough, so it bounced off, and that caused him to deflect out to the right side of the formation. And by that time, New Brunswick team had just came in on the side and was able to lock off all his running lanes.
That was the final play of the first quarter rather. Score after one quarter of play. New Brunswick 0, Nova Scotia 0. There's been lots of marching between the 25-yard lines, but turnovers and sort of untimely breakdowns have been the story of the first quarter.
Yeah, once they start getting into the getting near the score zone, they haven't really been in the score zone, but once they get near that, they seem to have been turnovers or just stalls on the plays. But there has been a lot of movement back and forth.
OPRO are the official mouthguard of Football Canada. OPRO provide the world's most technologically advanced range of mouthguards, ensuring every athlete has the best protection for their teeth. Stay protected and buy your Football Canada mouthguard at opromouthguards.com. OPRO is spelled O-P-R-O. I'm Craig Brett along with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. This is the Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge bronze medal game between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Game is tied at 0 after 1 quarter of play. Nova Scotia have the ball.
They hadn't reset the sticks, or no? There's an
issue with the sticks, I think.
Yeah, that's where it was. The back judge was indicating towards.
Nova Scotia have the ball at their own 44-yard line. Sticks say 3rd and 2. I think it. Is that right, Paul?
I didn't think he had gotten that far forward.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2, and the punt team is out for Nova Scotia. Frank Olton gets the snap, gets it away under some pressure. Ball is caught, flags fly, and a short return for Jax Johnstone.
Johnstone with the return, flags on the play.
Yeah.
Probably no yards on the flag.
Yeah, definitely no yards. I mean, he was, by the time he got it, there were a whole bunch of people around him, which is also why he was limited on his return. But that will be altered with the no yards penalty.
No yards.
So it'll be first down for New Brunswick.
Oh.
And they're going to mark it
5 yards.
At the 47.
First and 10, New Brunswick.
New Brunswick playing into the wind here now in the second quarter.
Oliver Hicks is QB for Team NB.
Johnstone in the backfield with Hicks. A little bit of a bobble there, and Hicks picks it up, does what he can. Gets back to 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Ball security, I think, is the name of the game right here. We're seeing a lot of just bad movement from the center to the quarterback. Just they're not being very sure-handed on it, and then they're going to have to, they're scrambling, try to pick up the football and see what they can make of the play.
Gusty wind can't be easy either, because it's not fully in the face. It's a little bit of a crosswind as well, so it's been tricky, especially it seems for the teams playing from east to west. With a low snap this time, Hicks to Johnstone. Johnstone's going to carry a couple of defenders, not very far, but he does get about 3-4 yards on the play.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him about the 51-yard line, but that's still not enough to get the first down.
States was first contact. He was the anchor, and then everybody else kind of showed up. Bard probably getting the best shoulder barrage to push him back. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Team New Brunswick.
Now he's got to punt into this wind that's, well, according to the weather site, 20 gusting to 40K. So it's a fair breeze to try to move a football in.
Gil Allen
Boone is deep for
back to punt for Team New Brunswick. Ty Boone back for Nova Scotia to receive. Boone stands near his own 20-yard line. New Brunswick a bit late getting the third up back at there. Whoa, high snap. Allen hauls it in, gets the kick away. Boone takes it at his own 30 and misses the first tackler and then is tripped up just shy of the 40-yard line. Nova Scotia will start 1st and 10 at their own 39.
Every once in a while, I think punters should be, wideouts, because that was amazing. That ball was well over his head, and he was able to get the one hand on it and corral that football and get the kick away.
Well, Gil Allen is the safety for Team New Brunswick, so that's close.
That shows that little bit of a fear when you're kicking, when that ball's come to you and it gets over your head, that if it gets over your head, it's going to go really far.
Landon Tomlin calling the signals for Team Nova Scotia. Fakes the handoff to Ferguson. Throws it over the middle. It's off the hands of the intended receiver, Drew Sanderson. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, Sanderson was in the right place at the right time. Maybe just got caught peeking, but wasn't able to secure the football. It's almost like I'm seeing a little bit where they catch him with their hands sort of more faced out instead of trying to squeeze it as it comes in. You're trying to stop it, but they're just being bouncing off.
So 2nd and 10 for Team Nova Scotia. Blitz coming from New Brunswick, picked up. Tomlin sidearms it, making a good move to rearrange, but not being able to hold on to the ball under pressure is Sanderson. That one falls incomplete. He was sandwiched between Nate Kinney and I didn't get the number on the other truck for New Brunswick. It may have been Liam Dickinson.
But yeah, he was hearing footsteps in stereo, and wasn't able to corral that football. But also a quick sort of pass out to him, tight little window trying to get the pass off.
Frank Olton back to punt for Team Nova Scotia, standing on his 25. Jax Johnstone to receive the punt for New Brunswick, standing at the New Brunswick 40. Wind picks up, kicks away, kind of sidewinding. Johnstone at his own 45, heads right, and right into the waiting arms of Nova Scotia's Nantis Bard after about a 4-yard return.
So we have this gusting breeze that's going across the field, coming from the southwest, and that ball, you kick it up high, hoping the wind's going to carry it a bit, but it carried it more to the left and it shortened up. So when he got under that football, there was lots of coverage around him, and there was just nowhere to run.
Invictus is the proud football glove provider for Football Canada and its national teams. If you need quality football gloves with unique and customizable designs, visit invictusgloves.com. Stick to your game with Invictus. First down to Brunswick, their own 49. Scoreless football game. Just over 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Handoff to Crowley, right side. Jumps over one tackler, and the second one stops him up just as he crosses the 50. Gain of maybe 2 if he's lucky on the play.
Yeah, they were playing man on that one, and that just released the linebackers to go over and close off that side. And he got a couple. He did a lot of running to the side, but just wasn't able to turn north-south on that. Or in this case, east-west.
All right, James Moore, the 6th O-lineman, running off the field for Team NB. He'll be replaced by Laurent Dupuis. As Brunswick will go with 5 receivers on 2nd and long. Low snap. Hicks runs away and throws it in the. They're going to call that grounding, maybe. He threw it kind of into the O-line. Johnstone is going to claim that he was in the neighborhood. Or the coach is going to claim that number 2 was in the neighborhood, but I don't know if the officials are going to.
There also might have been a late hit on the quarterback.
Could have been a late hit on the quarterback, too. We'll see what they have to say.
Intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding is the call. So that'll move the ball back to the point of the throw from Hicks rather than the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and about 15.
I'm not sure if they follow the rules, if he had to pass the line of scrimmage, but it was really close to the line of scrimmage where it hit down.
It was, it was thrown in the middle of the offensive line. Really,
yeah, I mean, the closest guys around were guys who weren't allowed to touch it, so.
So that brings the punt team and Gil Allen back on the field. Usual suspects out there. Allen kicking. And Boone returning. Tom Rogers, the long snapper. Allen grabs this one. Good kick away into the wind. It bounces up in a mass of humanity. It's covered by Nova Scotia. Probably be a no yards call on the play.
Yeah, it checked up, and the downfield pursuit had overextended what the kick length was, and they were trying to back out, but not in time.
Yeah, it was Jack Slonwhite of Nova Scotia who covered the kick and induced a no yards penalty.
4 yards.
5-yard variety.
First down, Nova Scotia.
And they'll put the line of scrimmage to 48.
48.
So 1st and 10, Nova Scotia from their own 48, 7:24 on the clock here in the second quarter. Landon Tomlin has 5 receivers out. And he's going to throw a quick one, and that one's mishandled by Ingles. And that falls incomplete for 2nd and 10.
Ingles is spending too much time trying to look downfield before he secures the pass. That's pretty much what I think I've seen every single time. Like his hands are getting out there, the ball's in the right place. He's just not securing that football.
2nd and 10 from their 48 for Team Nova Scotia. We got 3 receivers in a bunch right. Ingles in kind of a wing-back position. Quarterback rolls to his right, looks to his right, now under pressure. Just gets it away. As Noah Terrio put the hit on the quarterback. Ball falls incomplete.
And the best guy was Will Warman was in the best location to try to catch the football. It was a good tackle. It
was on his shoulders.
It was on the shoulders. It was on the shoulders. There are maybe some people below us who are in disagreement with that. But it was a good, solid tackle, good backside pursuit. Got him just as he was releasing the football.
Nova Scotia bringing the punt team out. Terrio getting some love from his position coach there as he comes off the field.
This is might be that type of game where the first team to put points on the board might be the one that'll take it away.
Yeah, neither team has really been able to sustain a drive. And in the last couple of drives, it's been a lot of 2s and outs, really. So Olton to punt. Johnstone back for New Brunswick. Nice snap. Johnstone has it at his own 34, heads to the numbers, takes his licks and falls down at the 43 with a 9-yard punt return. It'll be 1st and 10 to Brunswick from their own 43.
He's securing the football, just taking down the numbers and see what he can get on the carry instead of trying to take it to the outside. But with all the bobbling of the football now, that you just got to maintain possession, get some positive yards on the play. Heck, there's been more scoring in a Blue Jays-Boston game.
Even yesterday's one.
Yeah.
All right, backfield for the moment here for New Brunswick. We haven't seen a whole lot of that. Now Crowley's going to go to an H-back position. Hand off to Green, left side. And he has nowhere to go. As Isaiah States was over there to disrupt that play.
Looks like he got right back to the line of scrimmage, and they didn't bite on that. They were playing like play action, and they gave it to the running back, and everyone knew it.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for New Brunswick from their own 43.
2nd and 10.
Brunswick in their 5 receiver set. Hicks throws it over the middle. Caught by Brannon. But he gets no yards after the catch as Nantis Bard is there to stop him well shy of a first down.
Well shy of a first down.
We have a flag.
And he just got pummeled at the end. He had 2 guys coming in hard on for the tackle as released it. And that's the thing with the screen, is you're letting the D line come in at you and trying to open up the area behind them by the linebackers or beyond the linebackers.
So Hicks is shaken up. The penalty is against New Brunswick and is declined.
Can be custom fit to any team's needs. WatchGameFilm.com for more information.
Illegal use of the hands against New Brunswick.
Oliver Hicks is the injured player.
Hicks is he looks a little woozy.
I would say probably a little bit winded.
Probably winded, yeah.
Contact on a receiver is the infraction against Team Nova Scotia.
So
what?
It was the illegal contact was the penalty, but it wasn't a. It was legal contact, but hands to the
face.
Hands to the face, but it's the same call for illegal contact, offense and defense. So it was legal contact against the offense declined. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Boone is deep for Team NS.
Gil Allen to kick it away for New Brunswick. He pulls that one out of the sky, gets it away, drops in front of Boone, skips. He one-handed grab at his own 30, and then he is hauled back. You know it's a middle linebacker doing that. It's Ethan St. Pierre with that tackle, and there's a flag on the play.
It's over on that side. It's in the sort of holding territory.
A legal procedure against New Brunswick is the call.
Oh, okay.
We have a procedure call against Team New Brunswick.
Keep that again. I mean,
motion before the snap. Yeah.
I've been really happy with the play by Ethan St. Pierre. He seems to be getting around the field, getting good pursuit.
So Nova Scotia have asked New Brunswick to kick it again, 5 yards further back. Once again, Allen and Boone. Good snap from Tom Rogers. Allen bounces it. Boone has to reach up at his 36. And he is caught right away. First man down there for New Brunswick was Aiden Tobin. He made the tackle.
Nate Kinney coming in and with the assist at the end of that, but Tobin was able to get up there, wrap up on him very quickly, and that was just a good, solid, good kick into the wind.
So this one goes to the 37. That's roughly where the last one went. Not a whole lot of difference in it after the kick. 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining.
If it was the old grass field, there'd be those worn out between the 35s.
So first down, Nova Scotia from their own 37-yard line. Tomlin sends out 5 receivers. Ferguson in the backfield with him. Pitches it to Ferguson. He tries to cut back, and he cuts back right into the defensive end, Lang and Dingy. And Dingy drops him for a loss of about 7 yards.
Yeah, he was coming around the corner, and the contain wasn't on that side. Dingy got past it and was just wrapped them right up. There's going to be a loss of about 7 yards on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 17.
2nd and 17 for Team NS.
William Dickinson checks back in for New Brunswick. It's kind of a 5th DB. Tomlin throws it. He has a receiver up near the 45-yard line is Johnson. He just found the hole between the DBs and got close to the first down. As a matter of fact, I think he got it.
Yeah, Nate Kinney got in there, but just he had gotten far enough that he had gotten that first down. But nice pass out to the field.
18-yard gain on that last play. We have a timeout.
We have a timeout taken by Team New Brunswick.
Brunswick calls timeout. They want to talk things over after that. Make sure they got the right personnel on the field too, among other things.
Is a sports software company that provides coaches with the ability to have instant replay during the game on the sidelines.
Need to evaluate players, scout an opponent, stream the action, or celebrate your performance? Watch Game Film offers so many great features that can be custom fit to any team's needs. Visit watchgamefilm.com for more information. This is the Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge bronze medal game between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. There's 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. In a scoreless game, 2 minutes and 56 left in the first half. My name is Craig Brett with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Tip of the hat to Justin Narrow, our producer, Brian Fisher, the technical director, Chris White and Dave Cawley on the cameras, and Ian Allen, our site coordinator.
I think basically get that timeout called, give yourself a bit of a chance to regroup on that, because they had some good coverage downfield. It just, he was able to get the football, and it didn't get much after the catch, but he got to the right part of the field.
Yeah, that was a 19-yard gain on the last play, or 18-yard gain rather on the last play by Nova Scotia, setting up a big first down on 2nd and long. Nova Scotia have it at their own 48. New Brunswick decided to have a breather. Tomlin, screen pass to Boone. He gets up to center field, gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, he did, and he secured the football. He did a nice little move to get around John O'Neill, and was able to get a couple extra yards on the carry, making it a 2nd and short.
So Clare and St. Pierre were in the neighborhood of the tackle for Team New Brunswick. Ball just on the Nova Scotia side of center. 3rd and 3.5. Landon Tomlin with Ty Boone in the backfield. Tomlin pitches it to Boone. Boone's going to throw it. He's got a receiver, and it's caught down the sidelines. Ball's fumbled. But after the receiver stepped out of bounds, that was Liam Saunders. We saw Boone throw one yesterday in the game against Ontario, and that was a big play down the sideline.
Basically the same play.
Yeah.
Right, and just coming out, looks like he's doing a jet sweep on that side, and just stalls, throws it downfield, wide open receiver, and just if he hadn't stepped out of bounds, he had a long way to go.
Yeah, the corner stepped up to support the run. Run didn't happen.
Yeah.
Another big play for Nova Scotia brings up 1st and 10 at the New Brunswick 33. Tomlin drops back to throw, sidearms it in, caught in traffic by Drew Sanderson across the 30 to the 28. Maybe 29, gain of 5, maybe 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Nate Kinney again in on the wrap up on that one, just doing that quick sort of slant, and Kinney read that and just wrapped him up right away.
Yeah, Kinney kind of that hybrid defensive halfback, Sam linebacker for Team NB. Second and 6 for Nova Scotia from the 29 of New Brunswick. Swing pass to Boone. He evades Kinney, but St. Pierre is there to make the tackle close to the first down. We'll wait for the spot.
St. Pierre with the tackle.
Yeah, see where the spot was. Kinney was set on the right side of that formation, was able to get out to him, but he had a nice little deke move to get around before St. Pierre brought him down.
Taken by Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia calls timeout. Officials are going to have a look at this one to see if it's, looks to me like it's first down, judging by where the stick is and where the point of the ball is, but they may ask for a measurement.
I mean, if you look at the back end of the ball, it's on the hash mark, and that's where the stick is. So,
but sometimes the stick, when it's placed, isn't quite. You know, especially we're not looking straight at it either, Paul. So there could be a little angle issue here. But the Officials are going to make sure. I think this is a first down, however. I think you do too, Paul.
Yeah, no, it's a first down. All you got to do is get the tip of the football.
Let's see. They stretch the chains. They do some math. They make sure the ball is settled. Ooh, this is close, though. Closer than I thought.
Holy cow.
Rearrange the grass to make sure the chain's in the right place. This is awfully close. Ooh, it's...
Yeah, so it was interesting
third down.
because where the chain was on the side, maybe it hadn't been stretched out enough.
Exactly.
Because when it moved into position, it was just beyond the tip of the football. Like, can you get 3 sheets of paper or 2 sheets of paper?
All right, so this is third and a smidgen. Nova Scotia bring the heavy team. Has Boone under center, by the way. He's usually the running back. All right, Boone takes a snap. Yeah, flag flies. There's no way New Brunswick was lined up onside there. There's no way New Brunswick gave a yard on that play. So I think this is going to be offside against New Brunswick, this flag.
Didn't see it in that line, but yeah, the way that flag came out, it was like they were just waiting for the snap of the football.
No, it was almost helmet to helmet there in the trenches. What do we got? Offside, New Brunswick. Yep.
Yep.
New Brunswick.
It was looking a little close to the American game there for a moment.
Nova Scotia.
So officially first down by penalty for Nova Scotia on that one. It's first and 10 from the 18 of New Brunswick.
18.
Scoreless football game, minute 44 left in the second quarter. Landon Tomlin's thrown a couple of big passes, and Ty Boone has thrown one today as well. Tomlin swings it out. Sanderson makes the first man miss, cuts inside, crosses the 10, and is dragged down with another Nova Scotia first down, maybe near the 8.
Warman with the tackle.
It looks like enough for...
Oh, he didn't get a favorable spot. I think he's about a half yard short. Yeah, they gave him 9.5.
Yeah, O'Neill just kind of blew a tire there, and when he was trying to cut to him and just lost traction and wasn't able to get in to stop him up there. So
second and short for Nova Scotia. Hand off to Boone. He's wrapped up near the line of scrimmage by Clare, but he falls forward for what I think will be a first down. There is a penalty marker on the field.
Clare made the tackle for Team NB.
What do we got? Offside against New Brunswick is the call.
Flying on the play.
So another first down.
New Brunswick, first down.
They'll go halfway to the goal line. Put it at around the 4.
I'm just wondering if they're displacing back far enough from the hash mark, depending on how the football is placed. Because
I didn't see any movement that time.
yeah.
First and goal, Nova Scotia from the New Brunswick 4. Tomlin is hit as he throws by St. Pierre, and the ball falls short of the intended receiver. It'll be second and goal.
Yeah, St. Pierre just jumped through the middle and just got a good solid push as he was trying to release the football.
Second and goal for Team NF.
All right. Tanner Ferguson, starting running back, comes back in for Nova Scotia. He's more of the power back, so you know what I'm thinking the play call is, Paul. Oh, now we have a...
I think there's going to be a discussion.
Yep. I think Nova Scotia are going to talk this one over. They called another timeout.
I think they may have looked and seen what TNMB had on the field and kind of went, oh, that might not work.
Team MB has the 5 defensive lineman formation out there.
Yeah. That's what you'd expect.
This quarter is brought to you by Volt Athletics, the official supplier of online strength and conditioning services for Football Canada.
GameStrat is a sports software company that provides coaches with the ability to have instant replay during the game, on the sidelines, the bench, or up in the press box. Coaches are able to make real-time adjustments with GameStrat, improving their overall team performance. GameStrat has quickly become the gold standard when it comes to sideline replay solutions for coaches, especially for football programs across North America. GameStrat prides itself on the quality of their products and customer service. Their system has the fastest video transfer times in the industry while also being extremely reliable and easy to use. Visit GameStrat.com. See for yourself. Second and goal, Nova Scotia. From the 4-yard line up to Brunswick. Nova Scotia with 3 receivers in a bunch left side. Only 2 DBs over there for New Brunswick. Handoff to Ferguson, left side. He's tripped up and falls forward just shy of the goal line. It'll bring up 3rd down from the 1.
Yeah, he had a nice little running lane up front, but it was closed very, very quickly. And they were able to stop up at the 1-yard line just.
Time whistle in with just over a minute left. Shotgun formation on 3rd and 1. Handoff to Ferguson. He pulls out of 1 tackle. He doesn't get to the goal line, but a flag is down.
Flag is indicated towards the mound. That's a team NB.
I think they might have been offside again. Ball was on the 1, guys. You just got to be on the goal line. It's that simple.
It came on both sides. So flags on both sides. So.
Yeah, they were probably lined up offside.
And that's the one that always gets me because you got a big white line there.
Yep.
Right? And you just have to make sure your fingers are on the other side of it.
So that means a fresh set of downs for Nova Scotia. So it's 1st and goal from the 1. Now, if New Brunswick had been further back, maybe Nova Scotia scores on that play. So hard to say that it would have been a goal line stand. But so New Brunswick now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 D linemen out there. Basically all of them. Heavy team out there for Nova Scotia. Boone in the quarterback position. Going to hand it off to Ferguson. He's going to follow the beef into the end zone for a touchdown, Nova Scotia. Well, it took a while, but persistence paid off for Team Nova Scotia down there near the New Brunswick goal line. They scored the first points of the afternoon to make it 6-0 with a convert pending. Yeah,
it's rare that I look at my sheet here and I've got nothing.
Aiden Bouteau in to attempt the point after for Team Nova Scotia. Out of the hole to Jack Ingles. Ingles gets it on the pin. Bouteau gets it up. And through. That makes the score Nova Scotia 7, New Brunswick 0. Well, that's the first score in this Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge Cup bronze medal game.
Well, it's a drive that was sustained by penalties and just some really good plays coming up there. They were able to at least sustain the drive and not turn over the football.
Yeah, number of good passes along the way, some big ones, including one on a trick play, the halfback option, as it were, and then near the end of the drive, it was penalty after penalty after penalty.
So
New Brunswick couldn't stay on side or couldn't line up on side, or something wasn't working for them anyway in terms of keeping the red nylon or orange nylon off the field. Following the 1-yard touchdown plunge and the conversion, Aiden Bouteau has the ball on the tee. Well, no, he doesn't anymore, as the wind in Sackville decided to blow the ball off said tee. Back to return are Jax Johnstone and Noah Crowley for New Brunswick. Bouteau sidewinds it to Crowley. Goes backwards from his own 22, looks for a seam, doesn't have one yet. Now he's going to try to get to the corner. Good contain over there.
Yeah, he was trying to take it to the outside.
Sam Cowan held contain for Nova Scotia and tripped him up at the 35.
Yeah, no, just and the first time we've actually seen him sort of take it to the other side, he saw something there, and then they got closed up on.
36.8 seconds left on the clock. New Brunswick looking to answer the touchdown score by Nova Scotia. Diego Arsenault in at quarterback for Team New Brunswick, wearing number 13.
In at QB for New Brunswick.
Hands it off to Green. He gets through the whole left side and goes for a run of about 9 yards. Called down by Omari Gray.
Yeah, I think they were thinking a little bit more pass on that one because they had a nice little lane, and he got into basically into the secondary before they were able to wrap him up.
Line of scrimmage to 43.
They give Green 8 yards.
Pickup was 8.
2nd and 2, 22 seconds and a bit left. Arsenault doesn't get the play off on time.
Flag down.
Or we have some motion maybe before the snap. Illegal procedure is the call against Team New Brunswick.
Yeah, they thought they had.
Procedure, the call against New Brunswick.
I mean, when you're waiting that long on the snap count, you get some guys get a little bit antsy and just do a shift, and then that's gonna get the procedure flag out.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 8.
.6 seconds left. Arsenault rearranging his receivers. Hands it off to Crowley. He makes one man miss in the backfield. Can't make Dawood miss in the linebacking core, and he's stopped about 2 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, they're just make sure the ball is secure on this. Try not to give up any turnovers on, and just also getting used to the new quarterback behind center.
So 3rd and 2, New Brunswick's going to keep the offense out there. They're just going to let the clock run down. Nova Scotia not going to use a timeout. With no time left on the clock, barring a penalty, this will be the last play of the half. And they said we're just going to kneel. So rather than have the play and somebody get a finger in the eye or something, they're just going to let the clock run out.
Yeah, you saw him go up to the ref and just say, "Hey, we're going to kneel."
Yeah. Do we really have to kneel? Ref says, "Nah." Well, I'll wave the flag. So after 2 quarters of football, score: Nova Scotia under 16 7, New Brunswick under 16 0. That was an entertaining half for one that didn't have a whole lot of points, though.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of points, but there was a lot of movement back and forth, some good defensive plays, some weird high snaps, and just ball control. And then they started to focus a little bit better on that. And I'm just wondering, with the switch of quarterbacks, if the team New Brunswick's quarterback is a bit dinged up.
Well, remember Hicks did take a pretty good wallop on the series before he.
I don't think Hicks hasn't been back on since that. So.
So it's
hot pizza available in the canteen at the entrance.
So it's just a 10-minute halftime period here in U16 football. As keep things moving along. We've got another game coming up at 7 o'clock this evening, Paul. It's do a little promo for that. It's the gold medal game between the teams from Quebec and Ontario. Both won in fairly lopsided scores. In terms of balance of play, the Quebec win over New Brunswick on Thursday was a little bit more one-sided, especially in the first half. However, versus Nova Scotia, Ontario had just that a little bit extra edge on the big plays. They got the big plays when they needed them, and it's going to be a very interesting final. The Quebec team has a lot of athleticism, but Ontario seems to run almost like a CFL playbook, and they have a certain sophistication to their playbook.
You put the two together. One uses basically pure speed and athleticism to to get past defensive backs, and that's where they burnt. Like a lot of times, they were burning quarterbacks. They were just getting out to speed, and I think Team Ontario has a very structured playbook, as you were saying. They have very structured attacks, and we could see that when they were playing against Nova Scotia. But we're sort of seeing the same thing from this Nova Scotia-New Brunswick game, because where they're both having problems getting points on the board, right? They have some control. They're being able to stop drives and stuff. And when we saw the New Brunswick-Quebec game, we could see in the second half they started being able to execute that a little bit better, as there's far less scoring in that second half. Now, it could also have been Quebec was letting up on the gas just because they knew they had another game down the road. You've got the really good solid program in Quebec and solid program and big programs in Ontario, where you can I'm just seeing that as well.
Remember we mentioned that it looked like we weren't sure if Oliver Hicks was not on the field for tactical reasons or injury reasons. Oliver Hicks is now being helped off the field.
Because he just got thumped. Basically, as he was getting rid of the football, the two players just sandwiched them downfield and pancaked them actually too at the end. So,
he doesn't look at all.
He's just moving very gingerly.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He's just generally wobbly. I mean, I hope it's not. I hope he didn't take like a bonk on the head.
I'm just wondering because it has that thing where basically he's just being given support there, and it's just whether he's been concussed or whether just woozy, but it's not like he's favoring any.
No, it's not like he's favoring either leg particularly. Like it's a leg injury, so that's concerning. We wish him well. We wish him well.
I mean, we want him to. This is when you're playing a game at this level, you don't want to see stuff like that happen. You don't want to see it any time in football, but they're out there, they're playing, they're learning the game, they're playing for fun. And he's been a very good captain of this New Brunswick football team, and just being able to control their playbook. So now they're going to have to shift in that, and they're going to have to rethink how they're going to execute their plays, because I do not see him come back on the field. They wouldn't be coming back on the field and see in U Sports or in CFL game.
No, Diego Arsenault is. By the way, Oliver Hicks is a local kid from Townsmere Regional High School. That great program. Another great program, of course, in New Brunswick is the Kennebecasis Valley system out of Quispam-Sis, and that's where Diego Arsenault, backup quarterback, who had the last series there for Team New Brunswick, is at him. So we've got two quarterbacks from two of the elite programs in New Brunswick high school football. So. I think the offense will be in capable hands with Arsenault taking over. But again, we do wish Hicks well, and
so they've got a short now in these under 16 games. It's a 10-minute between halves, so they've got a short period of time to try to figure out where they're going to take this. And just a bit of a regroup, knowing that you're going to be going with a different quarterback going forward. I mean, he's trained. He's run reps. You're only fielding two quarterbacks. He's going to know the playbook, and he's going to be able to work with these guys. So, but you've just seen a sustained drive. You're going to go into everyone saying be careful, know your 1 yard. Keep away from the penalties that are just extending these drives, and see what we can do. Now, who's getting the wind in the fourth?
So what happened was New Brunswick deferred.
Deferred, right.
So New Brunswick won the coin toss at the beginning of the game. They deferred. Nova Scotia took ball. New Brunswick took wind. So that means New Brunswick will have choice. Now, we won't know what that choice is until the captains meet just before the second half. If you're, it's a tricky one. I mean, you're down by 7. You just gave up a score. Chances are you want ball, but then Nova Scotia has a tricky choice. Do you take the win now to add to your lead, or do you save it for the fourth quarter? It's going to keep coming from the west. Now, whether it veers a little more south and goes crossfield, so that it isn't as much an advantage as it's been so far in this game. Who knows? But
I mean, the wind is a quirky thing here. It's also a little bit more swirling because you're looking around trying to figure out Now we have no telltales on the top of the goalpost, so it's hard to see, how it's affecting that. But from the flag, I can see the Mount Allison flag over by Convocation Hall. We're getting a fairly stiff breeze coming from that southwest. So, you got to factor that into it. Has it been affecting the game? Does it? Because the big thing, remember, in that last quarter is you get that three-minute warning, right? So you get, in essence, a bit more time to play.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the field orientation here, the wind is blowing from from our left to right, and so camera left to camera right, and so that's we'll tell you who has the win in the third quarter once the captains come out. We're starting to see Team New Brunswick emerge from the athletic center, which is where the dressing rooms are located for the two teams. And so we're just moments away from the second half here.
Very vocal crowd. I mean, you can tell you're Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, and they're close by. We're getting vocal crowd from 902 and 506 as we've been hearing the chants.
Now, 506 football has been the motto of football NB for quite some time, and so the chant 506 was going up around here quite often, and of course the Nova Scotia folks, well, how about 902? I'm going to quibble with that. 902 is also the area code in Prince Edward Island, but but anyway, but it is, I guess, the right response from the Nova Scotia crowd. So some good-natured jibes back and forth from the crowds here. It's really good. Strong support for both teams. Sackville right on the border, essentially, about 8-10 kilometers from the Nova Scotia border is where we're standing. So it's good to see supporters for both teams here this afternoon. I want to take a moment to send out a thank you to Football Canada's national sponsors and partners: Sport Canada, Volt Athletics, GameStrat, Avis, Invictus Gloves, OPRO Mouthguards, Watch Game Film, and the CFL. Thank you for being a part of the Football Canada team. All right, the captains are assembling in the Big A, the symbol of Mount Allison University. And they're going to talk over the choices. Again, New Brunswick has first choice of whether they want ball or end.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's show your
They want ball.
for our volunteers with a round of applause.
And Nova Scotia wants wind in the third quarter. So Nova Scotia wants to kick off with this wind at their back. I don't know if it's just me. It seems to be veering slightly more to the south right now, Paul. So it's
if anything, it's shifting
a little more crossfield.
More crossfield, and
yeah.
we were seeing that like on Thursday, where the wind going, whether that's a tide shift or whatever that's sort of giving a bit more direction. But when it gusts up, it seems to be coming from south.
Yep, exactly. So less of a. So the advantage of the wind appears to be lessening as the game goes on. So if that's the case, then perhaps take it in the third quarter while it's still more around to the west.
West, yeah.
And a little more at your back. That's probably the thinking for Nova Scotia. Maybe they just want New Brunswick to start as far away from their goal line as possible. Which is also not bad strategy in football. So we get ready to start the second half of play. Nova Scotia leads New Brunswick 7-0. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. This is the Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge bronze medal game between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Aiden Bouteau has the ball on the tee, and he squibs one, onside kick. And Nova Scotia reaches back and touches the ball on their own side of center. So that is not considered a 10-yard kick. Now, the player was 10 yards, but the ball wasn't.
Because you could just sit there and you're going, because we were right on the center line, and you could see that football as he reached back for it. So I was waiting to see that flag come out.
And so the Nova Scotia player grounded the football. So Nova Scotia did touch it first on the onside kick, but it hadn't gone the requisite 10 yards. As a result, New Brunswick are awarded the football at that spot, the Nova Scotia 54.
I mean, when I see those sort of kicks, the only ones I kind of see that tend to work is that little sort of squib kick, and then the kicker running forward and pouncing on the football.
New Brunswick gets possession of the ball. First and 10 at the Nova Scotia 54.
Noah Crowley is in the quarterback position right now for Team New Brunswick.
Yeah, I saw him setting up, practicing snaps.
So Crowley started the game in the slot back position. All right, Nova Scotia is asking for some clarification there on the ruling on the last play. What do we got? They doth protest too much and objectionable conduct. They did not ask nicely for the clarification.
The coach doth protest too much.
Indeed. And so New Brunswick will start first and 10 at the Nova Scotia 44 with Crowley moving from slot back to quarterback. Crowley going to run this one. Looks left, looks right, falls forward. Gains 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. So to start off, go with what you know. You have a slot back who has some good speed, and if he sees the opportunity, see if he can to take it forward. They're also sort of trying to guess what he's going to do on the plays because they've been used to a different quarterback behind center.
Anderson Crown is checked in to the receiving corps to take Crowley's spot. All right, going to swing this one to Green. That was a lateral. Green reverses field, runs up the numbers, crosses the 40 to the 39. He's tripped up by Bard, well short of a first down.
Yeah, I prefer those to be more of a hitch than a lateral going back, just because all of a sudden he's got an extra few yards he's got to cover up. Now, it may give him a bit more time, may get them to bite to think that it might become a pass from the lateral, but they didn't bite.
I'll bring up second and almost 6. Sorry, third and almost 6, right? Third and almost 6 for ball just inside the 40 of Team Nova Scotia. Crowley going to run this one up the middle. Is caught and stays on his feet and barrages forward for the first down. Wood almost had him.
Yeah, he was checked up at the 35, and it was that second effort and a little bit of an extra bit of push from behind, and he was able to get the 1 extra yard he needed to, 2 extra yards, and the one he needed to get the first down, but 2 extra yards on the play.
That moves the ball to the 33 of Nova Scotia. Brunswick drive continues. 5 receivers, 5 linemen, 2 players in the backfield for Team NB. Crowley hands it off to Green. Green has nowhere to go. Nice low tackle there by Bard coming in from the linebacking core. Grabbed his legs and he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Crowley telegraphed that a little bit because he kind of brought in the slot backs just to give a little bit more protection on the sides and go towards the center. So they read that as run and they played it as run.
Second and 9 from the 32. Play just under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Crowley hands it off to Brannon around the right edge. He crosses the 25. We got a flag at the end of the play. And guess who's at the bottom of the pile? Nantis Bard for Nova Scotia. He stopped about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. We'll wait and see what the flag's about. It's unnecessary roughness against Nova Scotia.
Objectionable conduct.
No.
So that gives 15 more yards
Check that.
to Team
Unnecessary
NB
roughness.
and brings up 1st and goal from the 9.
I'm going to guess that one was a piling on because he had been stopped up and then there was just some extra bodies in that pile.
So this is the best field position of the game so far for Team New Brunswick. New Brunswick trail by 7, but they have 1st and goal from the Nova Scotia 9. Emergency quarterback Noah Crowley in the shotgun. He's going to run, avoids the first wave of tacklers, puts his head down,
Crowley with the Cooper.
gets near the 5. Guess who had him wrapped up? It was DeWood. So DeWood and Bird, the 2 outside linebackers, have been very active today.
They're very active, and they know where the ball's going, right? So he's just taking that run up the middle, and it's the type of thing where we hope he would maybe even shift to like a bootleg and then try to take it into a sweep. But a lot of tough sledding there.
Officials give him 3 yards on the play. It's now 2nd and goal from the 6. Lots of motion. Crowley doesn't like what he sees on the pass route, so he just pulls it down and crosses the 5 to the 4. He was looking to throw that one to his left, but it was covered up, so he just got what he could.
Yeah, no, I mean, he basically had one read, and he took that read, and that read was closed up, so he decided to run with it.
So 3rd and goal from the 4. Brunswick going to keep the offense out there. The thing about field goals is you got to score 3 of them to erase a touchdown deficit. Crowley rolling to his right, looking for the end zone, puts his head down, spins, he's in! Or is he? No signal from the officials.
Have a flag down.
They say he's not in, and we have an injured player. Did not get in.
Yeah, look, maybe it's where
Have a player down.
I think his knee made contact before the ball crossed, because they basically have the foot down at about the half-yard mark.
So this would be a turnover on downs. We have an injured Nova Scotia player. Can't see the number is on the far
Offside
side.
is the call against the Team NB.
To be the official outside of Football Canada, Oprah provides the world's most.
Okay, so offside against Team New Brunswick. Well, certainly if this is ruled a turnover on downs, will be declined. All right, so long conversation going to happen between the officials and some coaches here by the time this is sorted out. Meanwhile, Nova Scotia player getting a lot of attention. This quarter is brought to you by Volt Athletics, the official supplier of online strength and conditioning services for Football Canada. To find out how you and your team can be in top competitive shape with sport-specific workouts, visit voltathletics.com. So the ruling on the field is that the New Brunswick player did not make it in the end zone. There was a penalty against New Brunswick, which was declined. And so Nova Scotia take over the football on downs at their own 1.
I mean, you've got to go for it I think you've got to go for it because it helps you with field position anyhow, no matter what, and you've got to try to contain them. But that bootleg almost worked. He took it to the outside, he just couldn't get through the corner, and I think that's what happened with the Nova Scotia player, where they got caught up. There were so many blue and white jerseys over there.
All right, teams have been sent to the benches while the paramedics now attend to the injured Nova Scotia player. This is never good to see.
Well, I think they want to. You're going through all the surveys, right? You're just checking everything, making sure everything's okay, because you don't want that player to get up if there's something really bad. So
and Nova Scotia lost 3 players in the game versus Quebec, versus Ontario rather as well. A couple of leg injuries and a broken collarbone. I heard. So we already had a New Brunswick player look pretty woozy coming off of this game. So.
And they're being very mindful of the head right now, so they're just trying to make sure that everything's there, because you get one of these, you get tumbled up, and you go to get up, and all of a sudden something goes, and so you want to make sure. I mean, his leg's up, so he's got mobility, which is good.
Now, you have some first responder training, Paul, don't you, from your days in the Coast Guard?
Sorry, say again?
You have first responder training from your days in the
actually,
Coast Guard.
I'm also a first aider for Mount Allison as well.
Exactly.
So I know all the stuff they're doing right now, that the guys are just checking, make sure, because, you always got to be safe. It's, the gone are the days of, the guy, send me back in, coach. And,
smelling salts and send you
back in.
Yeah, those were the bad old days. We heard stories of how that affected some of those players. Okay, while that player receives continued attention, I'll give you a few words from our sponsors. OPRO are proud to be the official mouthguard of Football Canada. OPRO provide the world's most technically advanced range of mouthguards, ensuring every athlete has the best protection for their teeth. Stay protected by your Football Canada mouthguard at opromouthguards.com. OPRO is spelled O-P-R-O. GameStrat is a sports software company that provides coaches with the ability to have instant replay during the game, on the sidelines, the bench, or up in the press box. Coaches are able to make real-time adjustments with GameStrat, improving their overall team performance. GameStrat has quickly become the gold standard when it comes to sideline replay solutions for coaches, especially for football programs across North America. GameStrat prides itself on the quality of their products and customer service. Their system has the fastest video transfer times in the industry, while also being extremely reliable and easy to use. Visit GameStrat.com to see for yourself.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more movement there. He's been able to move both sets of legs, and they're checking on that and his responsiveness.
Those are all good signs.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you just see them, when you see no movement, that's a bad sign. And I think here, again, it's always better to be safe than sorry in this particular case. There was discussion from the Nova Scotia coach to the ref. The ref's now coming over to talk to the coach for Team NB.
There's 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining on the clock in the third quarter. Nova Scotia leads 7-0. Just survived the goal line stand. And on the play that stopped just short of the Nova Scotia goal line, the Nova Scotia player was injured over there in the tackle. We've yet to identify the player as he's surrounded by training staff and paramedics.
I mean, right now we're almost it's 5 minutes and 10 seconds into this third quarter of football. Remember, they are 12-minute quarters. Good sustained drive by, actually the Mounties being able to get it from the attempted short kick. And they were able to bring it down to the 1 yard line. But now I think, we've got...
Team New Brunswick is heading to their Team New Brunswick is heading to the dressing room, I think. I don't think they want the players out in the sun. And the officials are going off the field again to keep them out of the heat. I mean, it's 39 degrees at the weather station with the Humidex. It's got to be more than that on the carpet here at Alumni Field. So players are going inside to escape the heat.
What's happening here is I think they probably called in the paramedics, and they're waiting on that. So nothing's going to happen. I don't think anyone wants to move this player until they have support in. Now I'm just trying to think. It looks like there's a couple of paramedics there, but they may be needing the ambulance.
They may need the ambulance. Yeah, they don't have the vehicle. So New Brunswick, Nova Scotia were probably given the option of going into their dressing room. I think they've decided to stay on the field in support of their
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to
player.
quickly take the time at this
I think
they
want to show support to their player. They want to be on the field, and I think that discussion was there. Yeah, I think even the Nova Scotia coach came out and said, if you want to get New Brunswick off the field, they can get off the field.
Thank you for being part
But we don't want to do it. You don't need to have them around while you're waiting on this. And it's not often that you see a delay like this in an under-16 game.
No, and the officials have a tent set up on the far side of the field. The officials are going there to get some shade. And cut. So we're going to. Okay, we're going to take a break right now while they deal with this situation, and we'll be back when play resumes.
I'm a tourist little baby. Every other watch got diamonds in the face. Pulling out, I take a case, little baby. Pulling out 50 racks, walking out of cheese. If I drop dead, I'll be hard to replace. Probably getting thirsty, got water like a leak. Brother got locked, another box, I gotta pay.
Whenever you want to go, just kind of point at me and I'll let them know. Whenever you're ready to go. Play. Play-by-play? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Delmont. We are just about to restart this Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge bronze medal game between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. We've had a long delay. There's been a serious injury to a Nova Scotia player. We had a look at the footage. We believe it's Elliot DeWood, the linebacker, who was stretchered off after a long examination by paramedics, taken away in an ambulance. We'll update as time goes on. The state of play in the game is as follows. First and 10, Nova Scotia from their own 1 following the goal line stand upon which the injury occurred. They handed the ball up to gut to Tanner Ferguson, and he just barreled his way
Tom
for
Rogers
11
made the
yards.
tackle for New
Yeah,
Brunswick.
they were at the 1 yard line. Looks like he got 11 yards on that and got a little bit clear of the goalpost.
Tanner Ferguson got a lot of yards after contact in the game last week. We've got Boone under center playing the quarterback position. He hands off to Ferguson again. Ferguson puts his head down. First contact was by Tom Rogers. This time Ferguson is limited to a gain of about, maybe 2 on the play.
Yeah, trying to go with more high percentage plays, try to move the ball a bit clear because you don't want to throw a turnover or get a turnover this close to your own end zone.
Actually, he got 5 yards on that play.
You think he's getting stopped, and he's just carrying up bodies with him.
And that was against a heavier New Brunswick O-line. They had 6 D linemen in there. Now more standard set with 4 for New Brunswick, spread formation. And Tomlin back in at quarterback. Same play though, hands it off the right side this time. And once again, Ferguson gets his shoulder pads going forward, gets out to the 25-yard line, gets another first down for Nova Scotia.
Just good, solid push off from their offensive line. Ferguson was able to get behind it and work with the running lane and get about 9 yards on them.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Ball just outside the 25 of Nova Scotia. This started, by the way, on the Nova Scotia 1. And it's been all running with Ferguson so far. He's in the backfield behind Landon Tomlin. Well, keep running it until they stop it. This time they stopped it. Almost, as he breaks the tackle, but spun around. He managed to break the tackle of Claire, but was run down in the end by Nate Kinney. Big loss on the play.
Yeah, no, Claire met him in the backfield and just was able to check him up, but he was trying to break it out to the outside, as he seems to always like to carry people with him. But Kenny came in and finished off the tackle.
Loss of 9, it looks like, on the play, or nearly 9. We'll call it 2nd and 18. 18 and a bit. Tomlin in the shotgun, sends 5 receivers, including a wingback to his left. New Brunswick coming on the blitz, lots of time. Ball's released and nearly picked off near the 20-yard line by Lauan of New Brunswick. Ball falls at his feet, and it'll be 3rd and long for.
It was interesting because there were 3 receivers in that area, but Lauan went to the outside, sort of on that contain, and that's where the ball ended up going to. And I think that he was expecting one of the receivers to break out, and they didn't.
Johnstone is deep to receive the punt.
So Olton back to punt for
booted away from his 3.
Nova Scotia. Jax Johnstone near the Nova Scotia 45 to return the kick. Bit of a low snap. Olton gets it away. High kick. Johnstone has to come across the field, take it near the 50. Trying to get a lane. He does. He gets 1 block. That gives him a chance to turn up the numbers to the 42. About an 8-yard return there. It'll be first down in good field position for New Brunswick.
Good catch on the run, and was just trying to figure out when he could turn it up. And he had the option between going outside the numbers, inside the numbers. He decided to take on the inside and was corralled after a few yards.
At the 42-yard line of Nova Scotia territory.
Excellent starting position for the team, New Brunswick.
Flag down.
But we have a flag on the field. And the New Brunswick defense is coming back on the field. I'm not sure what kind of flag would result in that on a punt, but
Unless they got to the kicker, but
that would be 15 yards and an automatic first down,
yeah.
yes, because it's more than 15 yards. Trying to see where the ball goes. All right, let's see what the. All right, no. What do we got? Okay, it was offside, I think, against New Brunswick. It was declined so that the yards wouldn't have been enough for a first down. And so rather than re-kick and have the possibility of a longer return,
they figure they'd keep that field, and for another 5 yards on the kick, anything can happen.
Decline the penalty.
So the play will stand. And New Brunswick will take over 1st and 10 at the Nova Scotia 42. Noah Crowley, who's been the quarterback for New Brunswick in this second half. As starter Oliver Hicks had to leave the game due to injury. Crowley started at slot back, and now he's going to run. He gets the edge on the right side. Flag flies as he turns the corner. I think we know what that's going to be.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hold on the on that side, on the boundary side, just where he was turning, because that's what the flag came out.
Yeah, it allowed him to get the corner as the defender over there was held.
The defender was in a good position, but just ended up grabbing a bit too much.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10. They move the ball back to the 52 of Nova Scotia. There's 3:25 remaining in the third quarter. Those of you who just joined us, there was a long delay, an injury delay. Nova Scotia player injured. Our replay footage seemed to think it was Elliot DeWood. He is not on the field right now at the linebacker position. Crowley's going to run this one left side. And he gains about 7 or 8. Jack Slonwhite is in the game at linebacker, one of the reserves for Nova Scotia.
They've been going a lot with the draw with Crowley, just trying to get him use his speed and use some of the side. He goes behind that big left guard. Where are you? Nick Schmidt on those runs.
So it's 2nd and about 15 for New Brunswick from the 47 of Nova Scotia. Crowley going to run again. He's got nowhere to go. Slonwhite gets first contact, and then in to finish the tackle was Grayson Kendall from the D line. Flag flies late.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this flag is going to be, whether it was on the tackle or not. But it was definitely a run play, and
we got illegal contact is the penalty.
So if they do contact, it would stay the same down and give them a second and short.
Yeah, it'll go to about 2nd and 5 now.
Oh, short compared to 15.
Very much shorter than 15. So 2nd and 5 from the 37. It's been a drive of penalties.
Illegal contact against Nova Scotia.
New Brunswick spread the offense with 5 receivers. Now they bring some crossers. Crowley going to bootleg to his right, looking for a block. He cuts inside, gets to the 30, and falls forward for New Brunswick first down.
Basically, it's like he's doing his own sweep. Right, and he's sort of taking it. Looks like he may have given a sweep to another player, but just ends up pulling up, takes a look at one read. If that read is not good, then he just turns it into a run.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of Nova Scotia. 1st and 10, New Brunswick.
First down, New Brunswick from the 29 of Nova Scotia. Handoff with Green. And Samson Green picks up about 4 on first down to make it 2nd and 6.
Green was the ball carrier.
Switching up a little bit, now taking that back down the gut, but they've got to at least get something more than these run plays, or at least a bit more variation, because Team Nova Scotia is able to pick up on them and lock up on those routes.
So 2nd and medium. Not much doing on that play. And Crowley is thrown down to the turf after a gain of maybe a yard, and a flag flies right at the end of the play.
I'm just wondering if there was unnecessary roughness at the end of that, because he was checked up and the whistle went.
Or if somebody said something untoward. Let's find out. We have a face mask
against the Mounties.
Against New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
So a New Brunswick player grabbed a face mask and trying to block. Doesn't matter if it's the offense or the defense. It's still dangerous to grab somebody by the grill.
Yeah, and whether it's a face mask or legal use hand to the face where you're just getting up in the grill like that, they're going to call that. Again, it's all about safety.
So that moves the ball back to the 40 of Nova Scotia. With a lot of back and forth for the ball to move 2 yards in that
3rd and 21.
series of downs. There's 31.1 seconds left. And New Brunswick send the punt team out. Gil Allen to kick it away. Ty Boone stands just outside his own goal line. Allen angling one far sideline, takes a bounce sideways and dribbles it out of bounds at the 16 of Nova Scotia.
Yeah, just kicking it sort of towards the numbers and let the wind sort of take it out. He did a nice little one hop out and puts them on the 16-yard line. So just in time for, there's about 17 seconds before the side switch. And the wind advantage, if it's in fact an advantage
anymore. Yeah, the wind is blowing a little more crossfield right now than it did at the start of the game. It's still slightly in the face of Team New Brunswick right now, and are at the back of Team Nova Scotia, who have the football. Boone in the quarterback position right now for Team Nova Scotia. Tomlin is lined up as a wide receiver. Boone is running it left, finding a hole and turning it upfield for a gain of about 3. Will Warman with the tackle.
Yeah, just sort of quick run off to the left side of the formation behind the guard, and just no running room there. This one's kind of turning into a lot of these runs or bootlegs. Maybe just trying to keep a little bit more control, knowing that they're going to be switching ends probably about now.
No time left on the clock, and the referee waves the flag, indicating that is the end of the third quarter of play. So after 3 quarters of play, score as it was at halftime: Nova Scotia 7, New Brunswick 0. This is Football Canada U16 Eastern Challenge bronze medal game. My name is Craig Brett with Paul Delmott at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Our producer is Justin Narrow, our technical director Brian Fisher, our camera operators are Chris White and Dave Colley, and the site coordinator here at Mount Allison is Ian Allen. I'd like to quickly take some time out to thank the Football Canada national sponsors and partners: Sport Canada, Volt Athletics, GameStrat, Avis, Invictus Gloves, Opro Mouthguards, Watch Game Film, and the CFL. Thank you for being part of the Football Canada team.
The wind is going more crossfield, but it's freshening.
It is freshening. Well, yeah, right on time. 6:30 here in the Atlantic time zone. The gold medal final between Ontario and Quebec in this tournament was scheduled to start at 7. And we see the two teams are actually warming up on the practice field to the south of the main field.
Quebec and Ontario.
And we're about to get an update on the... And the practicing teams have been told not to use whistles because it may interfere with the sound here. So second down for Nova Scotia. They hand it off to Ferguson. He has a hole right side, puts his head down. It takes 4 New Brunswick players to throw him to the turf, about 2.5 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, that took a long time to develop, and Ferguson took it to the right side. There was good slide coverage off, and he just wasn't able to make enough for that first down. Shy by about 3 yards.
Yeah, thereabouts. And so the punt team steps on the field for Nova Scotia. Frank Olton will drop deep. Jax Johnstone in the green helmet of Harrison. Is it Bernice McNaughton, I think, high school, with the return for Team New Brunswick. Now he's going to stand over the right-hand hash marks. The wind's blowing the other way there, Jax. You might you might have to run across the field to get this one. Holton kicks it to the other side. It stops up, and the Brunswick player covers it because they're worried about the kicker was really close. And so good alert play there to fall on it was Ethan St. Pierre. And New Brunswick will have it just outside the 45.
Ethan St. Pierre always seems to be on the spot, and in that case, it was a good reaction. I'm still not sure why he was setting up on the right side with the wind blowing across. And especially as a single returner, you want to be right between the hash marks so you can see which way the football is going to end up going.
Now, the kicker was within 5 yards, but so was another Nova Scotia player, and as a result, there is a 5 yards, no yards infraction imposed at the end of the play, and so New Brunswick will start 1st and 10 at the Nova Scotia 42.
This sounds familiar.
Crowley dekes one man in the backfield, stays on his feet, and lunges across the 40 to the 38. Sorry, across the 35 to the 33. Gained him 9 on the play.
Good solid blocking up front, took it on the A-gap on the right side, and just was able to weave his way forward to get those 8 yards.
All right, Nova Scotia bring in a 5th defensive lineman here on 2nd and short. Go with 2 linebackers. Crowley under center. We have a flag as the play starts. Crowley rolls off the pile to his right, and then the whole pile moves a few yards down the field inside the 30. We have a legal procedure against New Brunswick is the call. Didn't see any motion. Was it a formation issue?
Yeah, I didn't see them jump up, but maybe double clutch the center double clutch the ball. I'm not sure.
Procedure is the call against New Brunswick.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 6.
I mean, it was a good play getting forward, and they were able to get the yardage on that. And, nice push off by Logan Bell to help support the runner.
Goes for naught. Actually, for 5 yards less than naught, to be precise. Crowley goes back to shotgun now with Samson Green in the backfield with him. Crowley, so he's going to throw this one over the middle and over the head of the intended receiver, Noah Brannon.
He was, Noah Brannon was in the right spot, but he should have just released towards the post. He just sort of stayed in that crosser, but he should have taken it down, and that's where the football was thrown, just trying to get him clear of the defensive back.
Offense stays out there on 3rd and 6 for New Brunswick. Low snap. Crowley picks it up, puts his head down, and he's not going to get to the first down yardage. Stopped after a gain of about 3 or 4. Nova Scotia will take over on downs.
Yeah, just not being able to get that exchange correct, and that just hung it up just enough time that he wasn't able to get the yardage.
Turnover on downs, 1st and 10 Nova Scotia.
So 1st and 10 Nova Scotia.
He got close, just from he got with almost a yard of getting that first down.
Yeah, yard and a half to 2 yards short,
Yeah.
but Nova Scotia take over from their own 34. 9:25 left in the 4th quarter. Nova Scotia leads 7 points to 0. Landon Tomlin in the quarterback position. Oh, we got some motion on the line of scrimmage. The entire right side of the Nova Scotia offense moved before the snap. I think this is going to be a legal procedure.
Oh, yeah.
Procedure.
When the flags go up, the whistles go off, it's going to be procedure, pretty much. And, that right side of the line was a little antsy.
Bring up 1st and 15. Now the sun is coming out, breaking through the crowds. That hasn't happened a whole lot in this game. It's been overcast a lot of the game. We're getting all the summer weather here in Sackville in this one football game. New Brunswick showing blitz. They swing the ball out to Ferguson. And New Brunswick get enough tacklers over there. Kinney gets first contact, and then a few others drag him down for short gain.
Kinney made the tackle for NB.
And Gail Allen coming in at the end too. Just everyone just sort of switched. The DBs committed to the run on that swing as he was taken around the side. Well, it was a run play because it was off the lateral, but just trying to get outside of the numbers, and he wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard. 2nd and 16. Tomlin takes the snap, surveys the situation, throws over the middle, is batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Dingy backs it down for.
That was Dingy.
He being Johnny on the spot, seeing what was happening in front of him, getting the hands up and batting the football down.
That brings up 3rd and 16.
Bolton is in to punch it away for Nova Scotia. He'll be standing on his 15. Johnstone is the deep man for Team NB.
Nate Greener, the long snapper, has the ball between his hands for Nova Scotia. He's going to send it back to Frank Olton, standing just inside his own 15. Good snap. Olton surveys the situation. Johnstone at the Nova Scotia 51 has the ball pop out of his hands as he crosses the 45, but drops on it to secure possession for New Brunswick at the 44 of Nova Scotia.
And this game is very familiar territory again, around between the 42 and the 44, as Team NB starts off with good field position. And now the other thing that we notice is with the sun becoming just a little bit more dominant now, not quite as overcast, Nova Scotia is going to be playing with the sun in their eyes.
First down New Brunswick in Nova Scotia territory. New Brunswick trail by 7. Crowley handing it off to Green. Green looks for some room left side. There isn't a whole lot. And he puts his head down.
Green is the ball
gets a yard.
For
maybe 2.
Yeah, if you keep going to the running game, if you become variation of the running game, it makes it a heck of a lot easier on the D-line to figure out what they're supposed to be doing. And just not enough variation on there, so they can just queue up on the running back.
2nd and 8. Line of scrimmage to 43.
Yeah, Nova Scotia are using a bit of rotation there on the D line. I have 5 of them in there as DJ Vint is also checked in. This is a lateral to Green, but he's going to run nevertheless. He gets a good block at the point of attack, but over there to disrupt the play is Nantis Bard, and that limits the gain to just 3 yards.
Yeah, he had some extra effort at the end, but he had they'd been deemed grounded by that time, and only gets to the 39-yard line.
3rd and 5.
So 3rd and 5. There's a lot of running, but of course, because it was a lateral, the play started.
They're adding 3 yards to the run.
Okay, Crowley gets a good block from Green. That gets him started, but he can't get all the way to the first down marker as Nantis Bard is there again to make the tackle and induce another turnover on downs.
Yeah, I mean, they simplified the reads on this, and Nova Scotia is just looking at that going, okay, are they going to run to the outside or are they going to run to the middle? And in that case, you could just see the way the blocking was setting up, and they just locked in on his running lane.
Nantis Bard is having himself a game from the linebacker position for Nova Scotia.
There's a gap cancellation? Yep.
I'm on that, coach, he says. All right, from their own 36, Nova Scotia take over 1st and 10. 5 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. Nova Scotia leads 7-0. Pitch to Ferguson, left side. O'Neill is in there to make him turn back, and then he puts his head down and carries the pack for a gain of about 3.
O'Neill was in just trying to check up that run and getting in. He wasn't able to wrap up, but at least it allowed him to slow down and take to one side, so at least the remainder of the team can sort of wrap up on that tackle.
Rogers, Warman, Terrio, it took everybody.
I can't really pick a name. There's a lot of them.
The 39-yard line.
So 2nd and 7 from their own 39. Nova Scotia, no hurry to have another play. They have the lead. A running clock is their friend. Tomlin surveys the situation. Play action, swing it out in the flat. It's caught by Ingles. He breaks one tackle and is bundled out of bounds at the 49. Gil Allen was over there with a big hit.
And there's, you can see it in the coach. He's just arms out, frustration.
Yeah, and we have a flag at the end. I do believe there was a little too much celebrating of that tackle on the bench by the New Brunswick players. They're calling objectionable conduct.
And it was from the players on the sidelines. Like, you could just see the coach turn around, look at them, going, "What are you doing?" You know, you've now taken they got the first down, but now you're going to add 15 yards to that.
10 to be precise.
10 yards to that.
It's okay. They march off 10 yards against Team New Brunswick for things said on the sideline. That moves the ball into New Brunswick territory. 1st and 10, Nova Scotia at the New Brunswick 52.
Dixon in motion. Line of scrimmage, 1st and 10, Nova Scotia at the New Brunswick 52.
Ty Boone in the quarterback position right now for Nova Scotia. Boone's going to run it. He makes a move away from O'Neill and runs into Nate Kinney. But not before he gains almost 8 yards on the play.
I think it was Tom Rogers had the best attempt to try to get him, but just he ended up deking around him and getting a couple extra yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 for Nova Scotia. By the time the ball is snapped, there'll be less than 4 minutes left in the football game. Boone again. By the way, if you're wondering where the quarterback Tomlin is, he's lined up in the slot right. Boone's going to run left side this time. Evades the first tackle and then submarines his way for a couple of yards.
I think he may have gotten just enough.
Claire
Or
just covered him. Yep, just enough for the first down.
And a little bit of effort, kept on his feet, and sort of almost diving through defensive coverage.
Yeah, he had to get to the 42-yard line, and he got to the 42 and a half. Sorry, 41 and a half. First down, Nova Scotia from the New Brunswick 41. We have a whistle before the play gets going. Maybe a little early movement by the Nova Scotia receivers that time.
I saw a procedure. And I wasn't sure if it was an offside or if it was a pull offside. It was a pull offside.
Legal procedure.
So that brings up 1st and 5. Boone will go back to the bench. They'll bring in a receiver and move Landon Tomlin back into the quarterback position. Under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Tomlin back to throw, throws the screen pass to Ferguson. He makes the first man miss, barreling down the sidelines, thrown out of bounds by Ethan St. Pierre, but he's awfully close to a Nova Scotia first down.
Oh, it looks like he's just beyond that.
I think he got it, yeah.
Yeah, he's got it, and really, if Ethan St. Pierre hadn't gotten to him, he was gone. Like, he had speed up, and he's hard to bring down when he's just coming out of the backfield, but the way he caught that swing pass and was just able to take it forward, just a beautiful run, or catch.
It is There's the 3-minute
3-minute warning given to the benches with 2:22 left on the clock. First down, Nova Scotia. At the 31 of New Brunswick. They scored late in the first half. They're driving late in the second half. Swing pass in the flat is beyond the reach of the intended receiver, Jack Ingles. Falls incomplete.
Ingles, the intended receiver. The
Trying to mix up a little bit. Saw the Team NB just committing to the center and now trying to open up the sides and throwing off to the field side of the formation.
Nova Scotia leads 7-0. Clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. We have a
I think equipment issue.
Equipment issue.
Procedure was the call against Nova Scotia.
We have a procedure.
First and 15, line of scrimmage is the 36th.
All right, so the play isn't going to count. I don't know. I might take it down if I'm New Brunswick. Maybe they didn't have a chance. Maybe it was whistled out before. So first and 15. There's some piece of a Nova Scotia player's equipment was taken back to the bench too.
There's a kidney, the back protector.
Back protector, yeah. Had gone loose. I hand it off to Sanderson. He gets around the first would-be tackler, puts his head down. Sorry, Ferguson. And he gets across the 35. Gets about
Noah Allen was the first man on the
3 yards on the play, maybe. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, maybe 2. He just wasn't able to get, he was slowed down near the line of scrimmage and just they locked up his running lane before he was able to get through it.
2nd and 13.
2nd and 13, but more importantly for Nova Scotia with a 7-point lead, the running play, the clock runs as soon as the ball is set and the referee starts the clock, which has happened. Landon Tomlin gets the snap, hands it off to Tanner Ferguson. He's running boundary side and he's escorted out of bounds by John O'Neill after a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, O'Neill just sealing off that outside corner and taking him down.
Here comes the kick team for Nova Scotia. Minute and 37 on the clock. Because that one went out of bounds, the clock is stopped. Also important from New Brunswick's point of view. All right, Olton arranging traffic in front of him. He's going to stand at the New Brunswick 45, perhaps the 46, to receive this snap from Nate Greener. Jax Johnstone in the return position for New Brunswick. Johnstone takes it on the fly at the 15. There's a flag on the field. Johnstone looking for the corner. He gets it, has a head of steam up, crosses the 40, crosses the 50, and is hauled down at center field. 2 flags on the play. All right, so the result of the play would be first down New Brunswick at center field, essentially.
Now that second flag looked around where you might see a holding call happen. As there was also a player, Nova Scotia player on the ground. So
the first flag was before the return started, so it could be almost anything.
Procedure
against Nova Scotia, and we got holding against
procedure against
procedure and holding against New Brunswick.
I think if they go with the procedure, it goes to 3rd down. That gets a repeated 3rd down kick.
So
at least that's what it looks like. The refs having the discussion.
But if they decline the procedure, then they would probably impose the holding from where the flag was, which is around the 20-yard line, and New Brunswick would take it at the 10. All right, it's time to have time to go through the flow chart with the referee here.
Because procedure would have happened before the play,
Exactly.
and then that would have given them another kick. Now they've got about 1:21 left, and whether they want to start from the 10-yard line with that much time, or they want to try to see if they can get another kick, because that was there is a chance for a breakout return.
All right, now they're. All right, this is tricky. This one. All right, what do we got? Decision made by the New Brunswick Brain Trust. All right, now over to talk to Nova Scotia. All right, they declined. The holding is going to be applied, and New Brunswick is going to take the ball. And they'll have to take it at their own 9.
I would have gone with procedure.
All right, so the ball halfway between the 9 and the 10.
Because it would be coming off a penalty. Clock wouldn't roll until...
Yeah, but they re-kick. Are you going to get another long return? I mean, if they just booted out of bounds at the 5.
Well, you need to get a short return. It might be better than 9 yards.
I guess they want the extra play, the extra play on the clock, because time is of the essence. 1:21 left. New Brunswick down by 7. Noah Crowley converted slot back in at quarterback. Low snap. Crowley picks it up. He's going to run around the edge. And be tackled by guess who? Nantes Bird. He has been a wrecking crew. Liam Kay is also helping out on that one. He's been a wrecking crew, especially since the play has restarted.
Expect to hear that number later on in the post-game ceremonies, I would think.
I'm thinking so.
Again, we don't make those calls.
No. I mean, there's some good play along the line, keeping his nose clean, too. So it's entirely possible that the lineman get some credit there.
For New Brunswick.
So 2nd and 17 for New Brunswick, back at their own 3-yard line. Quarterback under center, and they hand it off right side. Dive forward just to get out of the shadow of the goalpost.
Green was the ball carrier.
Green gets back roughly to the original line of scrimmage, maybe not quite. It'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Mary Gray made the
Yeah, I
tackle,
mean, they're
but
basically
China
sitting with
took
about
the ball in
4 plays in the playbook that they're running, and Team Nova Scotia is just queuing up on that.
Stay in your seats at the game.
Mary Gray with the tackle that time.
I
There's
mean, Green would have a better chance of running if they also knew that there was a bit more of a deep threat, or even a medium threat from the pass game.
Yeah, because Nova Scotia has been using 5 D linemen for much of this 4th quarter. And if there's no passing threat, there's really no need to have a 4th. I mean, basically they're playing a 5-3-4 defense, so there's no need to have that 5th defensive back if.
And you're not worried about cheating up the safety if you're not expecting the deep ball.
Let's see what New Brunswick can figure out here. At 3rd and 11, there's under a minute left. There's no point kicking the ball away.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there will be presentations of Defensive and Offensive Player of the Game awards to both teams. We'd also like to remind both teams that at the game end to please shake hands and line up on your respective 45-yard lines.
So this is the ball game here, really, for New Brunswick. Down by 7. 3rd and 12 from their own 7. Noah Crowley empties out the backfield. He's going to bootleg to his left, looking to throw it deep, and it's picked off. Drew Kinley has the interception for Nova Scotia. He returns it to the 21 of New Brunswick. That should just about do it with 42.7 seconds left.
Yeah, just
Interception.
I think it was Liam Dickinson was the intended target down the field, but no, ball didn't have enough mustard on it, and went right into the hands of.
Kinley, kind of hung up in the crosswind a bit too.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a good play to try to break out, but Drew Kinley was able to haul that one in. And
okay, Nova Scotia bringing the heavy team out there. New Brunswick countering, adding a couple of old linemen to the D line. I think there's, technically speaking, 7 defensive linemen out there now for Team NB. This looks a lot like victory formation or short yardage formation. Pick your choice. Boone going to hand it off to Ferguson. Ball, it comes loose. And Nova Scotia fall on it.
Ferguson was the ball carrier.
St. Pierre with the tackle on the strip, but and then jumping on it
Fumble recovered by Nova Scotia.
was Camden Walsh.
Yeah, it's actually Landon Dingy who got it on that one. I know we get used to the same player always being in the spot, but
Yeah, Dingy and St. Pierre both been doing well. So safe play for Nova Scotia. Didn't turn out to be that safe after all.
I
36.
think it was Camden Walsh was the one who jumped on the ball at the end.
It was indeed. All right, so they'll bring up second down.
They called another timeout.
Well, the Brunswick aren't giving up. I mean, 2 more plays. Timeout. I think they might force them to give the ball up, but it's going to be tight. They're going to have to make a quick stop. So Ty Boone in the quarterback position, under center for Nova Scotia. I hand it off to Ferguson again. This time he gets through the line, breaks another tackle, and St. Pierre hauls him down to save the touchdown.
St. Pierre with the tackle.
And that's just shy of the first down. Brunswick calls timeout on third down. Third and about a yard, I guess.
3rd and 2. We have a timeout taken by New Brunswick.
New Brunswick calling their last of their 3 timeouts. But you've got 3rd and about 2 yards to go. You know, if you try to kick it up through or just. But I mean, that timeout means that you can't just run out the clock.
No, they're going to have to try to gain 2 yards to hold possession and then get into victory formation. Otherwise, I mean, worst that can happen if you just try and dive this play is you come up short and New Brunswick have, 25 seconds or so to go the whole length of the field. And credit New Brunswick for putting Nova Scotia in this situation and making them play the game out. This is interesting, as they're Nova Scotia have elected. There's the other thing Nova Scotia could do at this point. Kick a field goal.
Yeah.
That puts the game out of reach. So Aiden Bouteau comes in to try a 18-yarder. Oh, check that. It's going to be closer to a 20-yarder. All right, well, this would seal it for sure. Ball's on the pin, kick is up. Oh, that's good. No doubter from Aiden Bouteau to make the score. Nova Scotia 10, New Brunswick 0, with 25 seconds left on the clock. And
Flag on the field.
Wait and see.
Maybe some extracurriculars is what it looked like.
My guess is probably.
Flag on the play.
What do we got?
And you were right, 25 seconds exactly left on the.
We have unnecessary roughness against New Brunswick.
Unnecessary roughness.
That will be applied on the next play.
Field goal and 25 seconds remaining.
So the question is, does New Brunswick want to kick off, or do they take it from the 35, which means the 20 following the. All right, Nova Scotia waving to their supporters here at Alumni Field, getting them in the game. In case the noise sounds particularly loud, those supporters are directly below us from our broadcast area. So New Brunswick have elected to take the ball from their own 35 following the field goal. However, the 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty on the field goal attempt itself is assessed against New Brunswick, which means they will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. I feel like I'm doing math up here.
It's been a lot of penalties in this game, probably more than any other game that we've had that we've covered of the 3. And you've got this is something where you go, well, if you had someone who could get the ball down the field, try to get that one breakout play. You've got a couple of kicks at it. With 25 seconds, you probably get 3 plays in.
Yeah, you might.
No timeouts, mind you, but
I wonder if they have like a trick, like a hook and lateral or an onside kick and chase or something like that in the playbook. This would be the time to do it, just for some fun. All right, 4 receivers wide right for Noah Crowley. Crowley's going to go other side, left. This ball hangs up and falls incomplete. Aiden Fitzgerald was the intended receiver up near the 40-yard line.
And good solid coverage, too, by Braden Drake, who was just in the back pocket of the receiver, but the ball just didn't have enough mustard to get out there.
2nd and 10 to Brunswick in their own 20. 20.1 seconds left. Brunswick trail 10-0. Those of you just joining us for the final between Ontario and Quebec, that game has been delayed due to an injury delay in this game. We will update you on start time once we get word. Crowley going to try to run one more time for Team New Brunswick. The pocket collapses around him. Isaiah States on top of the pile. Brings up 3rd down and 6 for New Brunswick. 15.9 seconds remaining. Clock running.
Basically, get the running play in there because you're just going to have to let the clock run out.
And I think they will. They'll just let it run to 0. Try one more play. All right, Crowley, a crossing route to Brannon. He makes one man miss. Gets a couple blocks. Noah Brannon with a head of steam. He's got 4 blue shirts to beat, however. And he can't beat them all. And is run out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of New Brunswick. And he is slow to get up.
Rowan Savford getting in there, leading the pack of Team Nova Scotia defenders. But they just had the right angle, and he just couldn't outrun them.
One final injury. Team New Brunswick player slow to get up. Thomas Eamon, offensive lineman. Hopefully he's okay. After 4 quarters of play, final score, Nova Scotia 10, New Brunswick 0. We'll have some post-game festivities here. Teams have to line up. There will be Players of the Game awards handed out. We will let public address announcer Steve Rudington guide you through most of that. But when Steve takes a break, we'll add a little bit of our commentary to this. And Paul, it was just a game where, with an emergency quarterback, the playbook shrunk for New Brunswick in that second half, and they just couldn't get it going.
They didn't get. There wasn't enough in the backup quarterback that they felt that they were going to stay with them, and they went to the reduced play package. I mean, and this New Brunswick team fought very hard for every yard they got. They were in the game, but they just didn't have enough. I think the second half would have been completely different if they had their starting quarterback. And it would have been a different dynamic. But we saw the same sort of play from Team Nova Scotia that we saw the other day. Just solid, being able to maintain drives, not capitalize them all the time, which is why the score is only 10-0, but at least being able to eat up the clock. And if you keep the other team from scoring, it's not hard to win a game. If you get 7 points, in this case 10 points on the board, and they've got nothing, you're going to win, and you've got to be able to take sort of command and being able to get some of those points and stuff. And I think the Team New Brunswick drives were really a lot more penalty driven. This game had a lot more penalties, and it was sort of a little bit what I expected. I expected a bit more scoring on this one because I felt that they were closer in matching than the games we'd seen before.
It was certainly a close game and a hard-fought game, and just a little more big playability, a little more finishing from Nova Scotia. A little more variety in the run package. We had 3, Ty Boone was everywhere. He was in the backfield. He was in the quarterback position. He did lots of interesting things. Very active linebacking core for Nova Scotia.
When you start running and going to your backup and doing this, sending your quarterback out into a slot position, right? It's just a different sort of game, and just open up both sides of the running plays because they had a great, solid running back for Team Nova Scotia.
Defensive player of the game for Team New Brunswick. Congratulations to number 43, Ethan St. Clair.
Ethan St. Clair getting the most outstanding defensive player for New Brunswick. I think, Paul, you and I would have made that same choice. He was everywhere today from the linebacking position for Team New Brunswick.
I mean, you're looking at any time the ball stopped, you're seeing 43 if not stopping, in the general vicinity. And just being able to quick and react to the football and be there for the plays. I mean, he stopped a lot of plays that could have put a lot more points on the board.
The most valuable offensive player of the game for Team New Brunswick. Number 21, Samson Green.
Samson Green, starting running back. He worked hard for the team. Got a lot of tough yards up the middle for Team New Brunswick. It was a up and down offensive performance for New Brunswick. Of course, didn't score any points, but Green was important possession back.
I think Green would have had a lot more if there had been a bit more pass to mix it up.
Yeah, they were running against 5D linemen for a lot of that second half.
Winner of the most valuable defensive player for our bronze medal Nova Scotia squad is number 94, Isaiah States.
Isaiah States was a very good defensive player. It was him or he disrupted a lot of plays out there. The linebackers were active, but that's because this guy kept the O-line and the fullbacks off of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the most valuable offensive player for Nova Scotia in this afternoon's game, number 24, Tanner Ferguson.
Tanner Ferguson eating the clock. Hard runs up the middle, the occasional big play off to the edge. Hard man to take down. A lot of yards after contact.
I mean, he was getting those breakout runs, and where you think he'd be stopped for like 3 or 4 yards, and he was carrying it down, getting those first downs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you that the bronze medal will be presented at the event's closing ceremonies at the end of our gold medal game.
Bronze medals will be presented after the gold medal game.
Thank you for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. Have a safe drive home.
So that's it for this one. Join us in just a little while for the gold medal game on behalf of the entire crew. Justin Narrow, our producer, Brian Fisher, technical director, Chris White and Dave Cawley on the cameras, Ian Allen, site coordinator, Paul Delmont on color. I'm Craig Brett saying thanks everyone for tuning in.